So I think there is something fun we can do together. You know how you can partner with friends and go on a trip or do a book club and stuff like that. I think these are cool things when we use community to build each other up and move forward. And here I would like for us to focus on growing ourselves. I always talk about improving yourself, personal development, achieving your goals. And I thought, hey, let's make a practical episode where you and I sit down together and we work out a process that works for you and works for me, that helps me grow in the areas that I want to grow and helps you grow in the areas you want to grow. You get your breakthrough, I get my breakthrough. We have community to check on each other. How about that? Let's do it. Hello and welcome to On Your Lane. This is the best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making that income, making that impact, and living fulfilling lives. And this is an episode where we're going to focus on how we can practically develop a way for us to grow, like a personal development plan. When I say that, it sounds very corporate. And I do remember having a personal development plan in the office and just being very removed from it, like Googling, what can I say I should grow in? They would ask me like, how do you want to grow in the next 3 months? And I'll be like, okay, what should I say? And I would see somebody's, and it wasn't coming from my heart because I didn't understand it. I didn't think it was going to help. I didn't see how it was affecting my life in any way. And so that's not what we want to do. So what happens is I usually meet people, and when I meet people, we talk about their business, we talk about their life, and then we say, okay, how can you move from where you are to where you want to be? There can be some programs that they can sign up to. Like I have an amazing program called the Purpose Planning that allows you to focus and get zoomed in into your vision for your life and how you can move towards it. Then I have another program called Productivity Party. In the Productivity Party, you're basically clear about your goal, but you're now getting clear on the methods you're going to use and how you're going to be productive in your day to get the results that you want. There's so many other programs and products. You can find them in the description box. But here, I just wanted us to be casual about it and say, how can you move from where you are to where you want to be? One key thing that I know moves people forward and brings new options and possibilities is knowledge. When you are struggling in any area of your life, there is a deficiency in knowledge. Like that's just how it is. And I can admit that about me. I can admit that about any area of my life. If I would tell you today that I'm struggling to lose weight, it's because I don't know how. There's no knowledge that applies or is relevant or is palatable to me that is helping me. If I tell you that I'm failing to get promotion or failing to get clients, then you should understand that there is a knowledge gap. There are some things that have not come to my attention or I have not comprehended. Therefore, when I want to get answers in my life, what do? I get knowledge, right? I get understanding. And so for every person that I meet and they're struggling with one area or another, we have short-term solutions. You know, when a person is struggling, you don't say, okay, go read a book. You can just say, okay, do one, two, three, according to your situation. But for long-term equipping, for long-term empowering, then you need knowledge. You survive that situation, okay, but how do you prevent it from happening again in the future? You should get knowledge. And this episode, we're going to have a personal development plan for you and for me that allows us to grow in the areas where we know we need growth. How does that sound? All right, so first of all, you want to grow. You want to achieve something. Are you clear on what that is? That is the first step. Be clear on what you want to achieve. Be clear about your destination. It doesn't have to be super serious. It can just be a promotion. It can just be a better attitude. It can just be generosity. It can be anything that you want to grow in. It can be spiritual, physical, emotional. And for me at this point in my life, I really want to grow in my people skills. I want to be able to communicate better. I want to be able to support my clients better by understanding just not people skills, just like interaction, but I would like to grow more in understanding the psychic of people, how they think, how people think, how do you help people achieve certain things, and what will the blocks be in their achieving. Just having those skills that allow me to really support my clients and then sometimes support myself so that I can understand myself better and move forward. That's a clear goal, right? Do you have your clear goal? Write it down. Let's go. Okay, so the next step is choose a time frame. Ideally, I would say 3 months. 1 month is too short, but 3 months sounds fair. Please don't go into this space where you go like, no, I want the next quarter. No, it can just be from today. 3 months starting with today. Okay, we don't want to postpone anything. We want to get to action. So what's your time frame? Write it down. The next thing is you have to choose to learn. You understand the knowledge gap, right? You understand your goal, you understand the time frame. Now you have to choose to learn. I'm going to give you a few options. You can learn via books, you can learn via podcasts, you can learn via YouTube videos, you can learn via courses on free platforms or paid platforms online, different ways to learn. But I would like for you to commit to how you're going to learn. And for me, I'm going to commit to books. I enjoy learning via podcasts, I enjoy learning via video, but I find that books have a deeper way of communicating to me. I go at my pace, I can go back and forth with the thought. I can write it down, I can highlight it. I love it. I love reading books, so I will commit to books. What do you commit to? The next thing is supportive habits. What habits will support this method of learning? So for me, it's an hour of reading every day. And I'm going to have to be specific on when that hour is going to happen. So usually after dinner, for me, I like to spend time reading. Before dinner as well, because I have a certain window where I'm done with work. Let's say 6 o'clock, I'm done with work, and there's this space till 7:30 when we have dinner. I like to use that space for reading. I also like to do this reading habit where if I'm on a queue, if I am commuting, I should read. That is not reliable. It might happen, it might not. But for this, I would say I will commit to an hour reading prior to dinner and after dinner. What this does is that it opens up that space and brings an awareness in my head that this is reading time. If you don't commit to a specific time and just say, okay, I'll see whenever it happens, when I have an opportunity, when I wake up, I'll see. When you do that, it will never happen. You need your brain to work with you. And when you mark, even put it in your calendar, put an alarm on your phone that says reading time. I put alarms that speak to me, like stop playing, get to reading. You need this Memphis. Like spend time with God now. You need this Memphis. I put alarms like that because when I read them, I'm like, okay, yates. I get to do what I said I would do. So set a specific time. You're most likely to do something when you set a specific time for it. Let's say you and I want to meet up and we're like, okay, we're gonna have coffee on Tuesday. Okay, good. Sounds good. What time? Oh, we'll see. We'll see on Tuesday what time we can do it. Is that going to happen? No, we have set a day. Tuesday sounds good, but we need to be clear. Like 2 o'clock Tuesday, are you okay? And you'd be like, oh no, how about 3:30? I'd be like, okay, 3:30 sounds fine to me, and then we have a date. It's the same thing with this learning habit. If you're going to learn at specific times, then set that time and clear your schedule for it and put a reminder for it. That you show up for it respectfully and then are present to really do justice to this learning that we're going to do. The next thing is you'll have to be spiritually resilient. Yep, you have to be spiritually resilient to do something new, to learn something new. Pray about it. That's all I'm going to say. Pray. Pray that God helps you learn, that God opens your mind. Pray that you see the opportunities in learning, that you're willing to unlearn something so that the new information can come in. Just pray about it, because I believe that if you just do something for no reason, for nothing deeper, and you don't put relevance in it, it can just be a waste of time. And I've been in book clubs that mean nothing, and then nothing comes out of them. But if you put God into something and you say, God, I really would like to change in this area, and I'm going to invest my time in learning about it, help me with it. I believe that you're now taking things seriously, and you will really get God's help in that area, and you will see something good come out of it. Because I don't want us to just do this for fun and you just write things down and move on and nothing changes. I really like for you to see a change and to see how easy it is for you to see an area of need, address it, and get the results that you want. So pray about it. Talk to God about it. Even better yet, find scriptures in the Bible that teach you about the very thing you want to learn. Like for me, I'd say Proverbs 4 verse 23, which says, guard your heart because out of it spring the issues of life. So I want to learn about people and their psyche. That already teaches me about people and their psyche. They have to guard their heart, So there are a lot of scriptures about every topic that we want to learn, about fitness, about health, about anger, about relationships, about peace, about prosperity. There are so many scriptures there. And to take it seriously, you can also go into the Word of God, find scriptures, read them about those areas, and believe them and apply them in your life about the areas that you want to learn in. The next step you're going to do is check back in. What this means is you assessing what has happened. You don't check back in as you just start. You check back in after, let's say, every month. That'll be like a review where you're like, is this going like I said it would go? Am I seeing any changes in it? And then you go to the next month up to the agreed time of, say, 3 months, right? At the end of 3 months, you have to look back and say, these were my expectations with these goals, and this is what has come out of it. You will be able to see growth if you commit to this process. And I would like to suggest that if you choose your means of learning, simplify it. So for me, I want to learn about human behavior. 3 books over 3 months. I'll read more, but they won't all be about human behavior. But for human behavior, I'm going to read these 3 books. There is a power of habit, blink, and switch on your brain. Okay, so this allows me to then track my progress month on month. When I say check back in, I'll be like, okay, what did I read? Oh, I read switch on your brain. And then I'll be able to say, what did I learn from it? Did I apply it? Did anything come out of it? Then, oh, the next month I read blink. The next month I read power of habit. If you're watching things rather than reading, I would say double your intake or even triple it. So I would say watch a video every week, watch a video every 2 weeks instead of like one video a month, because you will not see progress. Consuming information via video and via audio is different from reading a book. So reading a book is like it soaks in slowly, whereas for you listening to something, it happens really fast. So you want to have volume working for you. So if you're going to choose video and podcasts, then I would say a podcast a week or a podcast or a video every 2 weeks. That is going to be sufficient for you to see something, learn from it, and see an impact at the end. All right, so that is our personal development plan. Try this for any area that you want to grow in. It can be as technical as writing. It can be as technical as developing a website. It can be very, very technical. It can be very personal. It can be like what I'm sharing about learning about people. It can be communication skills. It can be in any area that you want to grow in. What I want you to see is that when you make an effort and put a timeline to it, let's say 3 months, I'm going to learn about communication. You'll find resources that support that, and intentionally put your energy towards it, even pray about it, even map up some habits towards it. Then you'll find that you will see results. And when you see these results, you'll be encouraged to know that you can apply this across any area of your life. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, do drop a comment. I'd like to know your thoughts. And like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue to grow this tribe. And if you want to do more work, come on, work with me. There's a link in the description that will lead you to my programs and opportunities to work together. I can't wait to see you next week and even read your comments later. See you soon. Bye-bye.